You're listening to How to Drink Less, and I'm your host, Adriana Cloud. Whether your goal is to cut back, take a break, or say goodbye to alcohol for good, this podcast will help you stop drinking on autopilot, learn how to manage cravings, and feel fully in control around alcohol. It's easier than you think. Listen on to find out how. Welcome back, everyone. I have a quick episode for you today, and it's a really powerful reframe that can change your entire relationship with alcohol. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to stop drinking is that they keep focusing on what they're losing, the buzz, the reward at the end of the day, the thing that helps them to relax or to have fun or to feel more confident. And if your brain believes that sobriety means loss and deprivation, then of course not drinking feels miserable. Of course you have FOMO. Of course it feels like everyone else gets to enjoy something that you're telling yourself you can't have. But what if you've been looking at this completely the wrong way? What if every time you say no to alcohol, you're actually saying yes to something better and more meaningful? That's what I want to talk to you about today. Because this shift from focusing on what you're giving up to focusing on what you're moving towards can completely change how you view your drinking habits, whether your goal is to drink less or to quit completely. Now, here's what happens when you try to stop drinking. Your brain gets fixated on the fact that you're depriving yourself of something you want. It treats that decision to cut back as a loss. And that's completely normal because human brains are wired to notice loss more than they notice gain. From an evolutionary perspective, this negativity bias has helped us to survive. If our ancestors ignored danger, scarcity, or deprivation, they probably didn't last very long. So when your brain thinks that you're giving something up, it reacts strongly, even if the thing that you're giving up is actually hurting you. And when it comes to alcohol specifically, your brain has labeled alcohol as a reward. It associates drinking with pleasure, relief, celebration, comfort, and so on. Which means that when you decide to drink less, your brain automatically anticipates deprivation. And the more you focus on the thing that you're losing, the more miserable you feel. That's why you have the FOMO. Not because you're objectively deprived of something important, but because your brain is fixated on the expectation of that reward. So here's the reframe I want to offer you today. What are you saying yes to when you say no to alcohol? There are the short-term yeses. You're saying yes to being fully present with whatever is happening around you. You're saying yes to remembering the conversation you're having. You're saying yes to actually tasting your food instead of numbing your palate. You're saying yes to driving yourself home safely. You're saying yes to taking care of your body. You're saying yes to a better night's sleep. You're saying yes to waking up tomorrow morning with a clear head. And there are also the things that you're saying yes to in the long term when you say no to the glass of wine that your partner offers to pour you after you've had a hard day. When you decline that glass of wine, you're saying yes to strengthening your own emotional resilience. You're proving to yourself that you can relax without drinking. You're saying yes to becoming the version of you who doesn't need alcohol to have fun or to feel confident. You're saying yes to saving money. You're saying yes to better physical and mental health. You're saying yes to self-respect because you're becoming someone who keeps their promises and honors their commitment to their goals. I know that some of these yeses might feel a little abstract right now, because your brain is comparing a very immediate reward, the glass of wine in your hand tonight, with benefits that feel far away and less tangible, like emotional resilience, confidence, self-trust. But you already know how to tolerate short-term discomfort for something that you value long-term. You've done it before in other areas of your life. Maybe you've saved money instead of spending it impulsively because you wanted to take your family on that special holiday to Paris. Maybe you have dragged yourself to the gym when you didn't feel like going because you cared about your health and your strength. Maybe you've gone through heartbreak, childbirth, moving countries, building a business, studying for a degree. All situations where you tolerated discomfort because you believed the long-term outcome mattered more than the immediate relief. And it's not any different with quitting drinking. When you say no to alcohol, you're not depriving yourself. You're practicing choosing what you want most over what you want right now. For many people, drinking becomes reactive and automatic. You pour the drink almost without thinking about it because it's 6 p.m. or you've had a stressful day or dinner is ready or you sat down on the couch and your brain goes, this is what we do now. Sometimes people aren't even fully enjoying or tasting the drink anymore, but they keep drinking because the behavior has become habitual. The cue appears and the brain reaches for the familiar response. Choosing not to drink is the opposite. It requires you to be fully conscious and present. It asks you to pause instead of reacting automatically. It asks you to stay connected to yourself and your body and to make a deliberate choice about how you want to respond in that moment instead of repeating old unconscious patterns. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely all about making intentional choices rather than just floating along passively and letting my life happen to me on autopilot. So this is my invitation for you. Start noticing what you're saying yes to when you say no to alcohol. I'm so committed to this idea of saying yes that this is what I called my group coaching membership. I called it the Say Yes community because I want my clients to keep focusing on what they want to move towards, not what they're running away from. I want you to feel how powerful it is to consciously choose yourself, to choose to be present over numbing yourself, to choose self-trust over autopilot, to set goals for the future that actually excite you instead of staying stuck in the same patterns just because that's what's familiar and therefore it feels safer. Changing your relationship with alcohol isn't just about choosing a mocktail over double vodka soda. It's about learning how to stop abandoning yourself. It's about learning how to stay present for your life every day instead of trying to numb your way through it. It's about building a life that you feel so good about that you no longer need to drink to escape it. Inside the Say Yes community, that's exactly the work that we do together. Yes, I will help you manage cravings and change your habits and rewire your beliefs about alcohol. But more importantly, I will help you practice saying yes to yourself, yes to your goals, yes to all of your emotions, yes to your growth, yes to the version of you that you actually want to be. So if you're ready to stop obsessing about what you're giving up and you're ready to create a life you genuinely want to be present for, come and join us. The link for the Say Yes community is in the show notes, and I would love to welcome you inside. Take good care, my friends, and I'll talk to you next week. If you're looking for practical advice for how to say no to alcohol and say yes to yourself, you will want to get on my email list. Sign up to receive my free guide with 7 steps to kickstart your sobriety. The link is in the show notes, so go and grab it now, and I'll see you soon in your inbox.